Super Bowl just as many times as the Cowboys and the Steelers. And there's been great. And the funniest thing is, Dolphins won the first one, and then since then the Commanders haven't lost to them in the Super Bowl. And it was funny because it could have been three, but that that Dolphins defense was the greatest defense ever, because it pretty much the ain't scoring no points on them guys. Their offense didn't need to do much, but just do a 3 yards and a cloud of dust. They pretty much just used all the Paul Brown run plays and went from there. That's it. So, you know, that's what it was all about. But that's a little bit of historic moments with them. Jeff, I'll let you kick this one off. What are your thoughts on this one, and who do you have covering or winning this game?
I've a few teams have been big money burners for me this year, and I've gotten off of them. The Commanders now is at the king of the hill. Um, I like Sam Howell. I like their offense. They traded away their defense. Sweat with a sack again last night. Chase Young looking great as well. And now in comes the Dolphin team just chomping at the bit. And what really surprises me, Pops, is that they were 9.5 point favorites. I mean, Vegas is doing everything in their power to get Commander money. Tua should be able to do what he wants when he wants. They won't put any pressure on him. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They're running attack of Mozart. A-Chain still banged up. I don't know if he'll play. It will be, what can Howell do offensively versus this Dolphins defense, and will they be able to slow down the Dolphins? Call me sucker. I bought the hook. I got the Commanders plus 10 and under over a 50. Vegas has got this penciled in at 30-20. I need Washington to be able to get to that 21-23 number and keep Miami under 31. So I'm praying here. It's a Hail Mary, Pops. Give me the Commanders plus 10.
And you know what, Jeff? It's not a Hail Mary, dude, because this is the reason why it's not a Hail Mary, brother. Because the thing is, the Commanders seem to show up when it's double digit spreads for them. And you know what? They're at home. And I'm just looking, I'm reviewing the Eagles tape somewhat. And the two Eagles games were much better than anything Miami did against the Eagles. You know that. Much better. So they were able to get points on a pretty tough Philly team, in my opinion. Now, when it comes down to the Dolphins are a team that really has feasted on bad teams that are below 500 or middling. They've really feasted on them. But when it comes to the big boys, they have their issues. The games aren't even close, except for the Chiefs game. But that was a late rally, really. That wasn't really them, making the game close. It was a late rally that, they had an opportunity to win, but they didn't take advantage of it. So when you look at this situation right here, you say to yourself, okay, this is another Miami feasting. And it feels like that. And I feel like the Commanders have probably been alerted that, you know what, stop winning. Because the thing is, we know that we're not winning a Super Bowl, so let's take advantage of these picks that we're about to get. But that doesn't mean they're going to finish 4-13. That just means that, you know what, hold up on the big stuff. But you know what, Cowboys in Dallas, this is a tough game. I've already talked about it. I said what I said. It's a tough game. They average 40 at home. Really, nobody has a chance against the Cowboys in Dallas at this point. Unless they really do have a great defense that can shut it down and they can protect the ball. That's the biggest reason why they're able to do what they do. But Washington, you know what? They could be a little motivated this week, but, it's going to be tough for me, Jeff. I'm going to have to go ahead and just side with the Dolphins here. I hate taking road teams that are 9.5 point favorites going into the game, because usually this is a recipe for disaster. Let's keep it real. Because what they're doing is, this is just an over bet by people who love the Dolphins this week. We know this, Jeff. Because, when you really look at it, if they would have laced this up at plus 5.5, you would have had people talking about, give me the Commanders. But when you lace it up at 9.5, you give everybody who thought, oh, this is a walk in the park for the Dolphins. So we're going to see if the Dolphins can actually walk in the park. And I'm going to take the 9.5, brother. And we move from there. Because, man, I'm telling you. And you just called it about sweat and everything like that. But real quick before we get into the next game about Washington, I think that they need to figure out how they're going to keep Eric Bieniemy, because I'm telling you right now, Eric Bieniemy is becoming a head coach this offseason. And I got 3 spots for him right now. And if Washington doesn't say to themselves, you know what, we're cutting Ron Rivera and we're going to make you the highest paid coach in the NFL, they're losing him. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And go ahead.
Well, I was on Fox Sports Radio Sunday morning, 4:30 a.m. That comes real early, Pops. You were probably just going to bed on your West Coast at 1:30. And we were talking about Bill Belichick. I will say this, okay? Bill Belichick will be the next head coach in Washington. And I think it's already in his back pocket. I don't know what they'll give him for responsibilities other than coaching, whether it would be the drafting, the GM like he has here, part ownership, whatever. Now comes the big question, what you just brought up, and I'm so glad you did, Eric Bieniemy. I can't see Bill as the head coach and Eric Bieniemy staying. Now, does he get one of the 7 or 8, 9, 10 opportunities that will be out there? He's going to get all the interviews. He has turned this is a great offense that he's got right now. And I think old Bill will go back to old ways. And if Bieniemy leaves Washington, which I think he will, with the hiring of Bill Belichick, I think Bill then calls none other than Josh McDaniel to come and be the OC of Washington. I hope Eric gets a shot. I hope he gets a head coaching spot. I think he deserves it. I don't know if he's just not interviewing well or what the problem is, why he's not getting the opportunity. But I think he'll get his opportunity, especially with Bill coming into Washington. And I think he'll get a spot somewhere. And I'm hoping for him.
Well, this is the way I see it. I say, let's play this thing smart. If I'm tapping, bring me Eric Bieniemy, and then we can really see if Bryce can be a suitable NFL quarterback. Because then if you don't do well with him, then we know that it's you. That's because I'm telling you right now, this guy is the best play caller in the NFL, and he's doing it with a B, not even a B minus offense, a C plus offense. Let's just put them in that regard. You know what I mean? And he's turning. And Sam Howell, if Sam Howell was 8-4, it would be MVP talk for Sam Howell. Let's keep it real. If Sam Howell's 8-4 right now, they would be talking about this guy is the best quarterback in the NFL. Because when you look at stats week in, week out, Sam Howell has some of the best stats or the best stats for the quarterback position. And this is because Eric Bieniemy, if he had any other offensive coordinator, this guy would have been on the bench 5 weeks ago. And we know this. So with that, let's move forward because we're turning this into this is turned into Sports Map Radio.